Oh yeah. The Burning Crusade is on the horizon and finally set to return in Classic Anniversary. Whilst only Blizzard knows the timeline, it's safe to assume the return to Outland is happening sooner rather than later, with Anniversary's increased content cadence. And we'll all get to experience this amazing best-in-slot expansion once again. It brings an incredible theme, battlegrounds where people actually PvP, arenas, difficult heroics, and objectively the best raids Warcraft has ever released. This game is basically the Mona Lisa. I mean, come on, we get to fight Illidan and kill Jaden. It doesn't get better than that. The armor and weapon design are S tier, and much better than anything they make in retail nowadays. And can you believe it's been 4 years since TBC Classic launched? It's unbelievable that it's been that long, and the rallying cry for this expansion to return has been heard from all corners of the Classic WoW community, with many praising it and realising in hindsight that it is, in fact, the best expansion ever made. I'm personally extremely excited to return to Outland once again, to complete all my favourite raids and enjoy some PvP. However, a big difference with this relaunch of the Burning Crusade is the fact Blizzard has actually implemented faction balance on PvP servers, meaning that in some capacity, world PvP will exist this time around. If you can remember what it was like back in 2021, you'll know the servers were very one-sided faction-wise due to lack of faction balance, which left a very sour taste in people's mouths. Gehenna's only had Horde players, which meant you never saw any alliance whatsoever. But it's different now on Spine Shatter EU and Nightslayer NA, with active faction balancing. This means Outland will actually be a war zone on PvP servers. There's a big elephant in the room here though, and I'm sure you're already thinking about it. Flying mounts. Since 2007, a long repeated statement is that flying mounts have killed world PvP. I was in the shower the other day, and a thought hit me. If this is really a big deal and everyone legitimately wants more world PvP in Outland this time around, why not implement a special PvP debuff where you can't fly for a while after engaging in PvP to keep people grounded? This would stop people flying away at the first sign of trouble. Obviously though, this is just an idea, and the chances of Blizzard implementing something like this is slim. And no doubt this idea will be met with criticism. However, I think this would be a decent change for PvP realms, and I'm keen to hear what other people think. You could even disable flying around PvP objectives in Outland, but personally I wouldn't mind either way. I do think something like this would be good to test out though, and could potentially lead to a better world PvP experience in TBC 2.0. I mean, some people want to get rid of flying altogether, and I think this debuff kind of bridges the gap, so to speak. Next up, and this will be a controversial one, so strap in. I think Blizzard should add the WoW token. Sorry, wrong script. I think Blizzard should create a fresh server for the Burning Crusade during the pre-patch. I know. If you're actively playing Anniversary Vanilla, you probably won't like this idea as you've been playing and preparing. I get that. There is, however, a lot of people that have skipped Vanilla this time around due to burnout, or because they've completed all the content on Season of Discovery and didn't want to go through it again so soon. A fresh server for TBC 2.0 would be fantastic for returning players. It gives them a fresh economy that hasn't been plagued by mage boosting. It allows for new guilds and communities to form, with everyone starting from scratch ready to enter Outland, and it further gives a more grounded approach to world PvP at the start of the expansion, as no one will be able to afford their flying mounts straight off the bat. I can imagine some people would say this is a bad idea because of what happened with Thekkel during WrathClassic. But I think the circumstances are different this time around. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on the subject, even if you don't agree. Would you play on a fresh TBC server? Regardless, I'm super excited for the Burning Crusade. I've been itching and scratching for such a long time now, and it won't be long until we're all playing Blood Elves in Eversong Woods, raiding Karazhan, and fully enjoying the best expansion ever made for World of Warcraft. Is there any other changes you'd like to see, or do you want a completely untouched version of TBC? I'll be making a ton of content during the Burning Crusade, so be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.